Hey, Joe Moy here, the Smarter Dating Guy with this week's Smarter Dating Tips. Have you noticed there's been a little theme with this week's blog? And that theme is forgiveness. Now, I know some of you may be listening to this, and if you look back over your past, there's some stuff that's happened, and you've really been screwed over. I mean, let's face it, there's no other way to put it. And unfortunately, you're carrying around the hurt, and your heart's been so scarred that it's hard to let go, isn't it? And I can't blame you. There was a point in my life where, after spending 3 years in a relationship where it's basically being lied to, I ultimately walked away with it. And I was at a very critical point. I realized that I could spend the rest of my life blaming my ex for what had happened and making her wrong, or I could learn from it and not repeat that mistake. Unfortunately, I had seen too many people, and I had several relatives who had chosen to go down that path, and I saw how it really screwed up their lives, and I didn't want to go that way. I realized that my life was too short, and I wanted to have the best life possible, and more importantly, I wanted to open myself up to ultimately having what I really wanted. So I was at a critical point in my life, and I was doing some work on myself, and I ultimately realized that I can carry around that hurt and continue to blame my ex, or I could just forgive her. And ultimately what I learned is that forgiveness wasn't for her, it was for me. Is that in order for me to go on, I had to just drop all that crap that I was carrying around. Now, the reason I share that is I know that there are some of you who, as I said earlier, have been screwed over, in ways that it really are real unfortunate. Unfortunately, you gotta let it go. And the only way to do that is to forgive that person. Now, forgiving that person doesn't mean that you forget what they've done. It's almost impossible to forget what they've done. But forgiving them means that you just move on and you just let it go. So if you're having trouble letting go, before you even consider moving on to another relationship, you got to take care of that part of your life. Because if you don't, it's going to affect your relationship with the guy that you're involved with. And you know what I'm talking about because it's probably already happened. So if you're going to be involved with someone, you've got to be able to trust and let go and take that chance again, no matter what your past has been like. So if you're having trouble doing that, what I want you to do is to send me an email or send me a question and tell me where you're stuck. Maybe you just can't get over the specific thing that he did, or the way he did it. Maybe you're just looking for an explanation, which you may never get. But that's not important. What's important is that you forgive and then you move on. And again, that doesn't mean forget. So I hope this is helpful. I hope the blogs and the videos this week have really made a difference. And again, if you're having a challenge or you have a question, feel free to send me an email or a question in the comment below. All right, I wish you all the best. I'll see you next week. Have a great week. God bless.